Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. In these clips that I've been putting on the YouTube, I will help you solve the math problems that you will find in the book that you should have. If you don't have one, you should purchase one. It's called the Official SAT Study Guide. I'm sure you have, all of you have it. If you happen not to have it, just buy one from any of the bookstores. Any bookstore should carry it. Or you can send me an email and I'll send one out to you. But this is the book that I've been working on. It's called the Official SAT Study Guide. I will not be able to put the problem on the blackboard, so you should follow me from this book here. The problem that I'm about to solve is from exam number 3, section number 2, page 523, question number 20. This section has 20 questions. This is the last questions, which means according to the College Board, the people who give you the exam, according to them, this is the most difficult problem in the exam. If you've been watching my clips from earlier times, you will know that I have said it several times, which is what I tell to my students when I tutor them in person, that the hard questions, the so-called hard questions, not the hard questions, but the so-called hard questions on the SAT are hard. They're classified as hard not because they involve complicated math like trigonometry or analytical geometry or calculus or differential equations, nothing like that. Nothing like that appears at all. The math that the test on the SAT is very simple. So then the question is, what makes a question number 20? What makes a hard question a hard one? Well, it requires some thinking. It is about thinking. It's not about being a geek. It's not about being a nerd. It's not about how much math you know. It's how well you can think and apply the math that you're supposed to have known, which is about up to high school algebra. And if you are in a foreign country, maybe it's something you learned if you are in Singapore or India or something, the math that the SAT covers, you probably learn it in 8th, 9th grade. So it's a very simple math. But it's about thinking. So the problem that I'm about to solve, it's supposedly a hard question, but you will see it's not that hard. It doesn't involve complicated math. It just requires thinking that you should do, thinking that an average person is either incapable of doing when he or she is taking the exam, or is unwilling to do because he's lazy, or maybe because she's lazy. You can't be lazy in the exam. You have to do the work, and you cannot rush. That's another thing people make a mistake on. They spend inordinate amount of time on easy and the medium question, and they end up rushing through the last 5-6 questions. You mustn't do that. If you do not know the word inordinate, look it up in the dictionary and learn it. It just means excessive, unreasonable. You must not spend inordinate amount of time on any questions, whether it's easy, medium or hard, it doesn't matter. Particularly on the easy and the medium question. Anyway, let's keep going. Enough of the talk. After watching the clip, if you find it helpful and if you decide to purchase the DVD, you can go to my website at prep4sat.com. That's PREPFORSAT.com. And send me an email and I'll take care of it. Let's begin then. Question number 20. It says, when 15 is divided by a positive integer k, the remainder is 3. So we know that when we divide 15 by some integer k, I'm told that the remainder is going to be 3. For how many different values of k is this true? For how many different values of k is this true? Now, the reason why people get this question wrong or they have trouble with this question is because they don't work systematically. You can't just go haphazardly all over the place. In any question on the SAT, you have to, excuse me, oh, blasted, this bloody thing is hot. Oh man. You have to work systematically. You have to work systematically. So let's do it then. So I'm going to divide, I'm going to make a note here, 15 divided by, and I'm going to go systematically. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And that's all. I'm just going to go systematically and make a note of what happens. What kind of remainder do I get? And here is my remainder. And of course 13, 14, 15, I'm not going to go through them because you'll see in a second. Well, what happens when you divide 15 by 2? I'm not going to do it out longhand. You should know that 15 divided by 2 is going to give me a remainder of 1. Because you're going to get 14 7 times 2, and then remainder is going to be 1. When you divide 15 by 3, 15 divided by 3 is going to give me a remainder of big fat 0. If you divide 15 by 4, this is where the things begin to get interesting. If you divide 15 by 4, you're going to get 4 times 3, which is 12, and it's going to give you a remainder of 3. If you divide 15 by 5, it should give you a remainder of a big fat 0. If you divide 15 by 6, it's going to have 6 times 2. Let's put this closer to so it makes sense. 6 times 2, and it's going to give you a remainder of 3. 15 divided by 7, you're going to get 14 and a remainder of 1. If you divide 15 by 8, you should get a remainder of 7. And then you'll have a remainder of 6. And you divide 15 by 10, you should have a remainder of 5. 15 divided by 11 is going to give me a remainder of 4. And if you divide 15 by 12, I should get a remainder of 2. And then if you insist on going more, the 13 and the 14 and the 15, if you want to go that far, it should give me a remainder of 2, 1 and 0. Anyway, the question is, how many times do you find a scenario where we have a remainder of 3? Well, let's take a look. Can't be that difficult to find out. Oh, here's one situation. The remainder is 3. Here's another situation. The remainder is 3. I'm going to erase this mumbo jumbo. It's very elementary. I hope you don't need that much help. I'm going to erase it, so keep the thing clean. And there is one more scenario here. So let me read the question one more time, see how it reads. It says, if I were to divide 15 by some positive integer k, we don't know what k is, could be any of these numbers. Question simply is, how many different situations will I get into where I will find a remainder of 3? Well, the answer is 3 times. If you divide 15 by 4, you're going to get a remainder of 3. If you divide 15 by 6, you're going to get a remainder of 3. If you divide 15 by 12, you're going to get the remainder of 3. The answer is 3. 3 different occasions. Answer choice C. Answer is C. That's it. This is the so-called most difficult problem on the SAT, because this is the last one, number 20. As you can see, it's about thinking. It's not about how much math you know. It's not about being geeky. It's not about being a nerd, as some people like to think, as some people might want to call. It's not. People who think. The people who think that the people who get good SAT score, either math or English, reading or writing, average person thinks that the people who get a good score in math are nerds, are geek. No. They are just people who can think clearly. And the person who's getting 400 or 500, they have to work on that skill. They have to learn to calm down and think systematically, logically, calmly. That's what you need. Anyway, enough of the pep talk. Send me an email or post a comment on the YouTube. And if you like to subscribe, if you like to receive these videos as soon as I upload them, subscribe to the channel, and that way you will get them right away. Alright? I hope you found it helpful. Thank you.